If you're a real estate investor, whether that's one property a year or one property every 10 years or 10 properties a year, it doesn't really matter. If you ever look to the 1031 exchange to avoid those taxes, in this video I'm going to be walking you through what Biden's tax plan is going to entail for you in terms of the 1031 exchange and how that could affect you paying capital gains taxes on any of that investment income you're making. So let's get right into it. So for those of you that are in real estate already, you probably already know what a 1031 exchange is, but for the few of you that don't, here's a quick rundown. Essentially what a 1031 exchange is when you sell a property that you do own, you can avoid capital gains tax by going and 1031 exchanging it into another investment property. So any profit that you made or equity that you did gain on that property, when you did sell it, which means obviously you made money, you bought low, sold high, you can avoid any of those capital gains taxes that you would pay to the government by just putting that money into another investment property. So let's say you bought a home for $100,000 10 years ago, and now here in 2021 you sold it for $250,000. You essentially would have $150,000 of taxable gain on that property. But if you wanted to avoid paying tax on that property and keep growing that money, you could put that into another investment property for $250,000 if you wanted to, and all of that capital gain tax does go away right now. But if you do obviously go ahead and sell it sometime in the future, that is still taxable gain that you need to take into account. So now getting into Biden's tax plan, for those of you, obviously, when you're watching, this is a time-sensitive video. Biden is in office now. It is now the end of January 2021. If you guys didn't know, Trump was a really big supporter, probably because of the fact of how much real estate he owned himself. But now that Biden's in office, he's not so fond of the idea. In some of the interviews over the past couple months, Biden's tax plan has kind of been written out to show that he wants to eliminate pretty much most tax breaks for real estate investors to pretty much pay for other provisions or plans that he does have. Now, he hasn't necessarily mentioned the 1031 exchanges in any of the documents that he has put out, but if you look at how much money is passed through a 1031 exchanges on an annual basis, you'll see that it is a significant amount of money. A study conducted by the University of Florida shows that 1031 exchanges account for 6% of all commercial sales volume. So what essentially that is saying is it's costing the government between $2 to $4 billion of taxable gains they could be getting every single year that they're essentially missing out on. Now, obviously I or you don't know where Biden is looking to put that money, but he's essentially trying to use this $2 to $4 billion, if that's still a correct number, somewhere else into his tax plan. Now, I know this video is about 1031 exchanges, but there's another thing that Biden is looking to take away from investors. Not only is he looking to eliminate 1031 exchanges, but he's also looking to raise capital gain taxes on high income earners. He essentially wants those making over $1 million to pay the same rate on their investment income as they do just their regular wages. So essentially, to put this mildly, it's a really, really big deal. Currently, high income earners are paying 23.8% on any of their investment income. And essentially what Biden wants to do is almost double that number, probably because he sees the opportunity of how much is flowing, especially from high income individuals, and how much they invest in real estate back into the government. Now, with that said, all of this is obviously not happened yet. It's been in Biden's tax plan for quite a few months now if you're watching this video close to the release date. So I'm totally interested to see what happens. As a real estate investor myself, obviously I'd like to see some sort of compromise. I think some things will change, but personally I cannot see 1031 exchanges being totally wiped out. But if you guys have other thoughts about it, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see more updates, let me know as well. And with that said, I hope you guys do find some sort of value. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.